And on the last list on our basket this evening, on Signature Evening, shall be another chats segment in the chat box. And the theme will center on marriage. Let's get a perspective of old and new marriage, what it is like. Stay with us still.
Hello everyone.
Hi Jake.
Hello. Welcome to your new favorite podcast.
The overemphasized podcast.
Of course, CHATBOX. On what?
Signature TV.
Exactly. Let's tell them what CHATBOX is about before we start yapping.
Of course. So this particular podcast is for conversation,
Lifestyle.
Why is this girl jinxing me? But that's by the way.
Yeah.
This is the most emphasized conversational podcast you'll ever find.
Yes.
around
Very
the world.
engaging, very controversial.
course.
All the hot G's, all the hot topics you want to hear about.
Mhm.
It is in this podcast.
And
you
that's
get
on period.
all the juicy
And that's on period.
conversations. Now, if you want to join us, you want to send in your messages, your dilemmas, your ideas, see our social media handles right there. Make sure to engage. Right? Right?
This girl, stop jinxing me. So apparently, first of all, how was your weekend?
My dear, my weekend was.
How was your weekend? Did you go out? I know
I'm a homebody.
Exactly.
Do
So
you get?
there's no
anywhere.
need to go into more details.
Yeah.
But actually, I went out and I got myself in between some, older people, and we're actually talking about submission in marriage.
Oh my God, do you know? Wait, before you go further. So I was having a conversation with a friend on this particular topic. And it was not looking as if he wanted to fight. Because,
So for me,
what is submission in marriage? Before we talk too much, what is
Exactly.
submission in marriage?
I think submission is something that comes from the spirit. It's inborn. It is something, according to the Bible,
Yeah.
it said women are meant to submit their husband, respect their husband, as husbands are meant to love their wives as Christ loved the church. So, but according to them, they said Gen Z women,
We are too disrespectful.
yes, we are no longer submitting.
We
We don't submit. I mean, I was asking, what exactly are we submitting? Is it mathematics or English assignment?
Because I'm tired. But I think for me, right, submission is like willingly, yielding to each other out of love and respect. And I feel like it's not just restricted to women, because I mean I'm not good with Bible quotation, but I know that there is a part in the Bible that says submit to one another out of reverence for God, I mean in Christ or something like that. So at the end of the day, people now make it look as if, it's just a women thing.
Yeah.
But like in the true sense of it, like if you're actually practicing what God said we should do,
Yes.
it's between the two people, the man and the woman, you submit to each other. It means like yielding to each other out of
I
mutual love, mutual respect. It's not just a woman thing.
I totally agree with you. But the truth is, they have this whole perception that a man is meant to provide. They cannot share responsibility. Since men are asked to provide and women are asked to submit. Do you understand what I'm saying? So if you're meant to share the whole responsibility of a man submitting to you, because in their mindset, as we are talking right now,
the word submission is the problem.
Yes.
Oh yeah, let's change it to another word
Then
now.
what do we change
Because
it
at
to?
the end of the day,
we are doing it totally. I don't think.
at the end of the day,
I don't think. I don't think we are doing the submission, because if we're complaining about women, especially the modern model women that they call us now, the Gen Z women, the way they say we are not submissive, according to their submission in their brain, it is if I ask you to sit down, you sit down. If I ask you to jump like a frog, you jump like a frog. You're not meant to have an opinion. You're not meant to do any.
You guys, make it make sense.
I'm going to read the comments for you. There's this particular comment I saw on socials, and it got me laughing. Right? I mean, I'm with the whole idea of submit to your husband, respect your husband. and what sort. But I don't know if maybe our generation and the kind of women we have these days. So this comment says, as a married man, when you are upset and raising your voice in the house, everyone must keep quiet. I'm sure you've experienced that in your house, right? Thank you very much. Including your wife. No one is authorized to speak unless you give them the permission to do so. And if any of the children talk back at you, blame your wife. And so
you guys, what? Please.
Should we pick that? Should we talk about that one first of all? Or should I go on?
First, that is not a family.
That is a prison yard.
That is a what's the word? Aristocratic. You are imposing. You are using your position to subdue the people that are under you. I'm sorry, that's
but on a second thought, there was just one thing I picked. If your child talks back at you, first of all, your child is not supposed to talk back at you.
That's not even what we are talking about. We're talking about the child talking about. We're talking about submission in marriage. We're talking about.
I'm coming to that.
Let's not.
They said they will blame the woman.
Why?
Because she's not doing, according to them, she's not doing.
But that's not part of the submission we're talking about.
It's part of the submission because whatever that will give your children the morale to talk to you, to the man, like that, which means they must have been seeing their mothers talk to their father like that.
It does not work like that.
Okay, sorry, ma.
Queeness, baby girl. No, because I don't understand. Wife, you are a wife. You're talking to your husband. So your children will now use that talking to you.
Try it in the house if they won't blame your mother. Try it. As far as they're seeing you not respecting and submitting to the husband.
For me,
try it.
For me, I don't see this as a woman thing only. I feel like the key aspects of submission include mutual respect. If two of you have respect for each other, do you understand? The submission will not just from the woman, even the man. There are some things that he will yield to you because he respects you. He doesn't want you to feel disrespect. Love and sacrifice. If you're able to sacrifice, sacrifice for each other, like all these things are things that are mutual, like mutually benefit each other. Do you understand?
There's another thing I want to understand.
And it's about.
I think I'll throw the question.
One thing before. Sorry. But one thing again is marriage is partnership, it's not control. Do you understand?
They have a problem with that partnership.
This is not a situation of trying to control somebody else.
They have
this is a partnership. We are partners.
You see that partnership?
You are not my. I don't understand.
Like, they have a problem with that partnership thing. They have this whole mindset that partnership. If you're saying we are in a partnership, they are saying that a business. You know how business is that you're partnering with us. Or you're sponsoring. So if you're in a partnership with me, they are thinking about the 50-50 kind of marriage. Which is
I think people mistake submission for control.
Thank you very much.
The problem
that is the problem.
And the problem and they misunderstand it to mean if I tell you to do this, do it. If I tell you to sit, sit. If I'm talking, don't talk. That's not trying to be submissive. That's just being subdued. Submission, do you think it has to do with finance for both like men and women? Do you think it has anything to do with finance?
Which is if the man is
like money.
Well, that's why they keep blaming the Gen Zs. They feel like
Gen Z are suffered. I don't know what this generation.
They feel like they have this whole perception in them that once a man has money, the woman is automatically going to submit to him, which is subdue. He's gonna subdue her. Why?
Yeah.
He provides for her. He gives her, even if she wants to buy something as chewing gum, he provides that. Do you understand? He buys literally everything. He gives her everything. Whatever she's doing, it's from his pocket.
He's looking for a dependent.
So at the end of the day,
for a wife, you're looking for a dependent.
At the end of the day,
this is not rocket science.
Have you ever seen clips whereby this guy literally provides for the girl's family, their school, their feeding and everything, and if you go back to see how he treats that lady, it's a total different ballgame. If she should by any means, probably someone came to talk to her and said, oh, explained to you.
Yeah, I'm
so
taking care of you.
Yes.
That now I want to say something now. Thinking about it now, yeah. Most guys use this financial thing as a way of asserting control. They use it as something to hold over your head.
Yes.
You understand? So they can, if you cannot act anyhow, you cannot talk, or you cannot act like be free, because they will hold it over your head with the whole I am taking care of you, I pay your bills, I feed you, I clothe you, and all of that thing. So I see that one too is a very important part, because most men, especially those ones that will tell you, oh, I don't want you to work, oh, I don't want you to do this, oh, kiniko. All those people, they are just trying to use it as a means to hold it over your head. It's not as if they genuinely want to take care of you, but they just want something they can use, they can hold you with and be like, oh, I do this for you, so you have no right to say otherwise or to do otherwise. You can't leave my house, because where will you go to?
At the end of the day, you're coming back
to me. Now, before we go further in our conversation, so I'd like to read some dilemmas.
All right.
So this one says, am I leading or am I controlling? We're not going to be calling names. For anonymity purposes, please. So, am I leading or controlling? Okay, this is a guy. So, his name is James. Let's just leave it at James. So, James says, I've been married to my wife for 3 years, and I believe that as a husband, I should provide direction and leadership in our marriage. However, lately, my wife has been pushing back on many of my decisions, saying she wants an equal say in everything. I feel frustrated because I see myself as a responsible leader, not a dictator. I work hard to provide for the home, I make decisions with their best interests, and I genuinely love my wife. But when I ask her to trust my judgment, she accuses me of being controlling. I'm starting to wonder, am I misunderstanding what it means to lead in marriage? And how can I lead my home without making my wife feel without making my wife feel disrespected? And is it wrong to expect submission from my wife, or is she misunderstanding her role?
So the problem,
he wants us to help him. No, not even help him. He wants us to give him our 2 cents.
Yes.
Because we are 2 unmarried people offering advice to a married man. First of all, my brother, I don't know what you are thinking, asking 2 unmarried gents for advice. But since you have come to us in our wisdom, what can we do than to do what?
Give you the advice you need. For me, I think it's not about she having a say in whatever you say. Of course, we're a perfect leader. Nobody is taking that away from you.
Yeah.
But there's this thing called, I have my own opinion. I have my own idea.
Yeah.
It may not work for me the way it's working for you. Or, I think the whole thing is approach to the way she says it. Because if you say something and she's like, babe, I have something to say, I think, or can we normalize, or don't you think we should do this in a very calm way?
Yeah, and I think another thing most people, let's just be honest. Now, most ladies, when they have the money, career women, they are making it, they have a good life and everything, and then they get married. It's like two lords in a castle.
Two captain in a ship.
This one does not want the other one to have a say. This one does not want the other one to have a say, and it brings a lot of.
As for me, it's a no-no. It's a no-no. You being a career independent woman doesn't make you have the same you can't have the same capacity as a man.
Please, I am all for gender equality. I don't know what Queen is.
I'm coming to that. I know you're a gender perspective.
I am a gender perspective.
But for me,
and advocate for equality.
That's why most
equality.
Facts.
Which includes what? Mutual what? Respect.
We're talking about submission here.
We're talking about submission, which also involves what? Mutual respect. Inside the equality of the submission.
You cannot have 2 captains in a ship.
You cannot have 2 captains in a ship. No means.
So who is supposed to step down?
Hold on. The 2 people are what? They are partners.
Okay.
Yes or yes?
Yes.
Good. Now, when it comes to decision making, the 2 of them are they're supposed to sit down and do what?
Yes.
And talk about it.
Yes.
Yes or yes?
Yes.
Good. Now, the point where they now agree as to what should be done and is what they call what compromise. So I'm sorry
Let me explain to you what
for some reason I don't seem to be buying into this idea because
you didn't let me finish.
Oh yeah, finish.
This is a perception about career women, independent women, not wanting to be subdued, not wanting to be under a man.
Mm-hmm.
And that is because they have this whole mindset, not every of them, most of them.
Mm-hmm.
They have this whole mindset that I have everything figured out in my life, so you coming into my life is for us to be a partner. But the truth is this, a man will always be a man. No matter how independent, career oriented you are, I don't want to speak nonsense. You still have to be under a man. Not being under a man doesn't mean he would control or squeeze you that you don't have a say. No. I still stand on approaches to certain things. If you have an opinion, like she said, it's a partnership thing. If you have an opinion, your approach to those opinions is meant to your approach to this opinion is important. A man cannot be talking and you're shouting at him, saying, "Oh, I must be heard." No, you can't say that
be
to
talking
me.
and you are
That is
shouting
why
at me
most
too.
men. That is why most men don't like career women. They prefer you.
I'm sorry, they are intimidated.
Yes, I agree with you. They are intimidated, but
intimidated.
why are they intimidated? Because you don't know how to balance that. You are not talking to your fellow colleague, but you're talking to your husband. You're talking to the man of the house.
I hope people know that this thing goes vice versa.
It does.
Because I cannot be talking and you're shouting over me.
It does.
Okay.
It does. I will still stand on approaches to certain things.
Thank you.
The way you talk, because you can't be shouting and the man is shouting. It's a no-no for me.
See,
so if you're a woman and you're a career-oriented woman, I'm not saying your opinion cannot be heard. I'm not saying you cannot be submissive or you can't say whatever you want. But the truth is, always have in your mind that this person is a man and he's the head of the family. Whatever he says, you have to listen. And your approach to whatever he says is very important.
in conclusion, let us hear your opinion on this. Because Queen and I are already butting heads. We're already having...
we are not butting heads.
We are butting heads.
We have to say the truth.
Because we are saying the truth. We are saying the truth with equality. Anyway, if you have your opinions, make sure to send them on our social media. Remember to send us your dilemmas, your, whatever it is you have to say.
Comments, whatever you have, send it in.
Send it in and we would respond to it and see you in the next episode.
That chat box between Uche and Queen brings us to the end of Signature Evening broadcast, and we hope you had a relaxing time with us. And so we're inviting you to keep a date with us same time tomorrow for another well-packaged episode. And if we have thrilled you this evening, remember to call us for bookings, commercials, and placements as you follow us on all our social media handles as displayed right now on your screen. And from my producer, Raymond Ken Bat and production team of Signature Evening, my name is Ngozi Kamba saying, do have a good night.